I am Priyanjali Mukherjee, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department of Narula Institute of Technology. This video is for the Control System 1 class, and in this lecture we'll discuss on the effects of adding poles and zeros in the root locus. So before starting, first we are taking our open loop transfer function that is given as k by s into s plus 2, and the feedback is considered as 1. So first we need to find out the root locus of the given system, and the closed loop transfer function can be calculated by using the formula gs by 1 plus gshs, and it becomes k by s square plus 2s plus k. So from this open loop transfer function, we can say there are two number of poles which are located at 0 and minus 2. This means the number of root locus branch is equal to 2, and both the branches will originate from the pole locations 0 and minus 2, and both will terminate to infinite, as the open loop transfer function does not contain any 0. And if we consider the test point between 0 to minus 2, that means to the right hand side always the number of poles and zeros is equal to 1, which is odd number. That means the point between 0 to minus 2 always lies in the locus. And for the next step, we need to find out the asymptotes. And using the formula of asymptote, we can find out there are two asymptotes. One is 90 degrees and another one is 270 degrees. And then we are calculating the centroid using the formula, the real part of the poles minus the real part of the zeros by number of poles minus number of zeros. So here it becomes minus 1. And the breakaway point can be calculated as GSHS is equal to minus 1. So we can find out the value of k, and after that we can find out the DKDS, and solution of DKDS equal to 0 gives us the breakaway point, and the breakaway point is calculated at minus 1. So this is the complete root locus. The poles are located as 0 and minus 2. When the k is varying, then both the poles are moving towards the opposite direction, and at minus 1, this one is the breakaway point, and from the breakaway point the root locus goes to infinite along the 90 degree and the 270 degree. That means it follows the asymptotic angles and it terminates to the infinite. So this is the root locus of the given system. Now we are adding only one pole in the system. So as we are adding a single pole, so the system becomes k by s into s plus 2 into s plus 3. That means at minus 3 location a pole is added to the system, and the feedback remains same, that is 1, and the closed loop system is calculated as k by s to the power 3 plus 5s square plus 6s plus k equal to, and here the number of poles is equal to 3, and the pole locations are 0, minus 2 and minus 3. That means the root locus has total 3 branches, and all the branches will originate from the pole locations and terminate to the infinite, as in this system there is no 0. In the same way, we can say that the point between minus 2 to minus 3 is not in the locus, and the asymptotic angles are calculated as 60 degree, 180 degree and 300 degree. And the centroid becomes minus 1.66, and the breakaway point is calculated as the minus 0.7847 and 2.5485. Now we have it may be these two may be the breakaway point, but we can say that minus 2 to minus 3 is not in the locus. So only breakaway point is minus 0.7845. And the intersection with the imaginary axis can be calculated as follows, where the route array becomes this one. So k is greater than 0, and for this one, if we solve this, then the range of k becomes 0 to 30, and at k is equal to 30, if we consider the auxiliary equation, because k equal to 30, all the elements of this S row becomes 0. So we need to consider the auxiliary equation, and auxiliary equation is 5s square plus k equal to 0, and at k equal to 0, we can find out that the solution S becomes J plus minus 2.449. So this is the complete root locus. Here we can see there are 3 poles, 0, minus 2 and minus 3. So from minus 3, the root locus branch goes to infinite by following the minus 180 degree asymptote, and for these two, both are meet at the breakaway point, and after breakaway point, both terminate to infinite through by following the asymptotic angles and cut the imaginary axis at J plus minus 2.49. That means after adding the pole, the graph has been shifted to the right hand side. This indicates the system is less stable than the previous one. Next, we are adding one more pole in the given system. So, when we are adding one more pole to the system, and pole is at minus 4, so the open loop transfer function becomes k by s into s plus 2 into s plus 3 into s plus 4. The feedback remains same, and the Cs by Rs, that is the closed loop transfer function, becomes k by s to the power 4 plus 9s cube plus 26s square plus 24s plus k. And here the open loop poles is 4, and the number of root locus branches is also 4, and all the 4 branches will originate from the open loop pole locations, that is 0, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and terminate to infinite. And the points between minus 2 to minus 3 and minus 4 to minus infinite is not in the locus. So here also we are finding out the asymptotical angles, and here we are getting 4 asymptotic angles, that is 45, 135, 220 and 350. And centroid is calculated as minus 2.22, and the breakaway point is calculated as minus 3.6 and minus 0.6736. And intersection of the imaginary axis is calculated using the route table, and it becomes plus minus J1.631. So this is the complete root locus. Here also, for these two poles, that is the poles located at 0 and minus 2, the breakaway point is 0.68 something, and it will cut the imaginary axis at plus 1.61 and minus J1.61, whereas if this follows the asymptotical angles. And for these two, this is the second breakaway point, and at this breakaway point, then it terminates to infinite by following the asymptotical angles. That means if we add a pole in a system, then the type of the system is increased, order of the system is increased, and the stability of the system decreased. Next, we are giving the step response to these 3 different systems. So G1, this one is the first system which has only 2 poles. It has the 3 poles, and this is the 4-pole system. And using Simulink, I have made this. We are giving the step input to all these systems, and in scope we can see, if we give the step response, we can see this is the graph of the first transfer function which has the 2 poles, and this is the graph for the second transfer function containing the 3 poles, and this one is the 4-pole transfer function's response. So here we can see this one is the most stable, whereas the response becomes sluggish when we are increasing the number of poles to the system. So the response of G1 is much more faster than the response of G2, and that is also faster than the response of the G3. The rise time of the first one is less than the second one, that is also less than the third one. Next, we are adding a 0 to the system. So when we are adding a 0, let's check what will happen. So here at -1 location, 1 0 is added. So the feedback is again 1, and CS by RS is calculated as k into s plus 1 by s square plus 2 plus k into s plus k. So here the number of open loop poles are 2 and located at 0 and -2, and the open loop 0 is located at -1. So here the number of root locus branch will be 2. Among these two branches, one will terminate to -1, that is the 0 location, and another will terminate to the infinite location. And here also the point between -1 to -2, if we consider any test point in between 2, then to the right hand side the number of poles and zeros becomes the even number, so it is not lie in the locus. And the asymptotical angle can be calculated as 180 degrees. So this one is the root locus. We can see that for this pole it goes to the 0, and here this follows the 180 degree line and terminates to the infinite. Next, we are adding one more 0 to this system, and when one more 0 is added to this system, so the 0 locations are -4 and -6, whereas the pole location is 0 and -2. Here the feedback is considered as 1, and for this system there are number of open loop poles is 2, and the number of root locus branches will be 2, and the branches will originate from 0, that is the pole location, and terminate to the 0 locations, that is from 0 and from -2 it will originate, and then it will be terminated at -4 and -6 location, and any point in between -1 to -2 is not in the locus. So this one is the complete root locus. So for this pole and this pole, that is 0 and -2, this is the breakaway point, and from breakaway point it goes to the this breaking point and then go to the 0. So one is from this location, -2 location, then follow this path and then terminate to the 0, and another one is from 0, this is the open loop pole location, and from this breakaway point it goes to the breaking point and then terminate to the -4, that is the another 0 location. Next, we are getting the step response of these three systems. So this G1 is basically the first system which has only 2 poles, and this G4 is the pole with 1 0, 2 pole and 1 0, and here for the transfer function which has 2 0, and if we give the step input to all these three systems, then we can see this is the response of the yellow mark is the response of G1. For the G4 the response is the pink one, and for G5 the response is this green mark. That means it becomes more stable when we are adding 0 to the system. So from this we can conclude that if we add the pole to the transfer function, then the root locus shifts to the right, which makes the system less stable, whereas if we add the 0 to the transfer function, pulls the root locus to the left side, which makes the system more stable. As well as if we add the pole to a transfer function, then the type and the order of the system will be increased, and the system will be sluggish. And it also reduces the steady state error, because we know the pole is the denominator part, and when we are adding a pole, that means the integration part is increasing, and for the integrator part the steady state error has been reduced. Whereas if we add the 0 to the system, that means the differential term in the system is increases. So the rise time decreases and the peak overshoot of the system will be increased. So this will be happen if we add some poles and zeros of the on a system, and in this way the root locus will be changed. So these are the references. Thank you.
Hope after this video lecture you have a clear idea about today's topic. Now we will go through some questions answer session in the context of this video lecture. Now you are requested to go through gradually and try to solve the MCQ questions by your own. Answers are also attached at the end of each question.